I'm trying to learn how to take better care of myself because I'm usually not great at slowing down, and anytime I'm sick or my body's like, hey, we need to slow down, I'm just so stubborn and I just prolong it, which, yeah, if I'm sick, it takes longer to get better and everything. I'm trying to get a lot better at that, and yoga has been helping me with that, and also just understanding how to take better care of myself and be my own parent. I'm also trying to be more in touch with the seasons, and I find winter quite difficult because, again, things slow down, and that part of me that just wants to keep going and going and going and going is just literally like told by nature. And yeah, I guess I find winter really hard because of that, because it's like a time that literally tells you to slow down. There's less light, animals are hibernating, nature's slowly going to sleep, and I find that so difficult because I just want to go, 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 go and be productive all the time. So it's challenging, but I'm also trying to embrace it and to accept this restful time and to overall accept the rest that I need in my body throughout the year in general, but more so during winter. I'm gonna make myself some soup because I'm feeling so under the weather. I definitely have a cold coming on, and I can just feel the energy being sucked out of me slowly, so hopefully I'll get some energy back. I've been thinking more about this question that comes up for me, and it's like, who am I? A fun question to explore and a great way to have a bit of an identity crisis. But I think when there's been a lot of change for me lately, both like emotionally and in relationships, and just a lot of life changes. And I think when that happens, naturally, because of the changes, you sort of start to think about, who am I if I'm not those things that I thought I was? I think for a long time I've identified with like being a person that like does other things for people, and found a lot of my identity on the things that I do rather than on simply being. So exploring that is great fun, and I think I'm coming to an understanding now that like it's okay if like things change and there's big changes in your life. So yeah, I guess thinking of who am I find it initially so scary, but then when I think about it and focus on this like feeling that I'm feeling, this of like sense of self, like if I close my eyes, what's that like bubble of energy inside of me? Focusing on that is really helping me to work from there and to get a sense of who I am from there. Like as a starting point, I guess. That energy inside of me, and then working my way out onto this is what I love, this is what I don't like. Yeah, I think a bunch of those things. And then I seen this video recently and I was like, you are the sum of all your parts, and I really like that because it's like that really helps me with this question, because it's not so scary then that like you're not just your work, or you're not just the music that you like, you're not just the people you hang out with, you're not just the way you interact in relationships, you're not just the way you treat yourself, but you're actually like a bit of all of the things that you do. So if you lose track, I think, in other things, the way I'm seeing it is that I can find myself in other things. And yeah, I also like this idea that like if I'm not too sure who I am now, I am on the road to discovering all of that. So I don't have to know exactly who I am now, but having a sense of it and having an understanding of it is a good starting point for me. But also just letting it unravel in whatever way, and trying to stay clear-minded, and trying to stay present, and trying to not let the unhelpful thoughts take over, and then just like stepping into different opportunities that come my way and taking small actions towards the things that I really value. I think that's helpful to get going on that journey for myself. I feel so disconnected. I'm trying to remember what made me feel connected before, because I start to feel like it's always going to feel like this. I've been looking at pictures from the past year, and they gave me a sense of joy. I've had so many moments in the last year where I felt free. Felt like I'm slowly becoming who I am underneath all the conditioning. I think stepping into winter brings up a lot to the surface. A lot of what I can't see as clearly when the days are bright. And sitting with the darker days, I know I need to surrender, and I always find that hard. I'm trying to sit with my feelings, to stay present, and it's hard, even harder in the winter. It feels like there's no bunches of leaves on the trees for things to hide behind. The branches are bare, and you can see it all so clearly. You can't run away from it. There's something so melancholic about winter, but for the first time, I'm going to embrace it. I'm not going to let it consume me, but I'm going to feel it.